No, no. I'm not into like K-pop and stuff. Like I said, I only like those two songs from like that two different things. But my oldest has kind of got me into anime, but that's about it.
Now the mic is on. The mic is on. I fixed it. So that was my problem. I put the mic on mute. Hi, Helen. You're welcome to text. I was
I
texting you.
think I'm going to go to Facebook.
You're going to go to Facebook? Okay, so you won't be able to speak no more. Not in. Oh, wait. You can't do like both at the same time because it would be weird. Yeah.
You're cutting out.
Am I cutting out? Hello? Hello?
I keep getting. I get.
Okay, go to Facebook and tell me if it's better. Hopefully it gets better. Well, yeah, Helen, because I'm on my phone. It's not going to cut out for you. You're probably like, I can hear you, boo. I was going to say the B word, but we're not going to.
I'll head over to Facebook and I will.
Yeah, and let me know on Facebook too. I'm going to pull Facebook up. And I do remember that I said I was going to close all of the background stuff. See, that's the thing. That is the one thing with computers. Computer love. I'm not going to say anything else.
There in a minute.
Okay, see you. Raquel's going to join me over on Facebook so she can see me. She likes to see my smiling face, she says. I believe her. She's been with me since the beginning. I love her to pieces. Oh, hey. Hey, Chris. How's it going? Chris is like, I'm here for the drama. Oh, and I see Ladyfish. What's up, Ladyfish? That's my best friend, you guys. It's me _Purdy KP. That is my bestie, my ride or die chick. She has been with me since high school. Like, me and her are thick as thieves. We sisters with the same mom. Not really, but really, because her mom is my mom. Hey, Chris. Hi, Nicole. I need to find out where my girl Raquel is so I can see. Oh, okay, she's here. So can you hear me? She's there. She can hear me. I think she can hear me. And she called me Sunshine. Oh, I love you too, bestie. Big hearts to my best friend, Yetta. But I call her Ladyfish. She's my Ladyfish. She's like the best lady ever. I love her to pieces. Okay, so Raquel can hear me. You guys on TikTok can hear me. So I guess let me explain a little bit about what I'm doing. Hey, Lisa, thanks for the follow. Well, I got 2 Lisas that followed. Yay, thanks for the follow, both Lisas. So here's the thing. Originally, I was going to do these in the afternoon while I was at lunch because I work from home. But with that being said, it wasn't really a good mixture and there wasn't really a lot going on, like as far as people there. Plus, when I recorded the whole 15-20 minutes of this, it was on mute. So the only people who got to hear it or will hear it is if they went to my Instagram live. But I'm playing around. So I'm doing TikTok live here and then I've got my streaming going over here. Raquel. And so really, I'm trying to just come and talk to everybody every day for 30 days. This is an experiment. Tigress does this a lot, just so you guys know. I like to try things new things out and like to see if they work or if they don't work. Oh, thank you for the rose, bestie. Mwah, love you. Um, so every day it's going to be something different. Today I am going to talk about my love for the Goblin. Um, I love it. And K-pop's not for everybody. K-drama's not for everybody. The two do not go hand in hand because you can watch some K-dramas that legit don't have no K-pop music in them. And it's still the best, or vice versa. You can watch them and they have K-pop music in them. I have an eclectic taste in music. My bestie can tell you. You are the one and only Lady Fish, girl. Yes, you are. You the one and only. So Raquel's over here giving me hearts and faces. Thank you, Raquel. So it's like I like a little bit of everything, and I'm artistic by nature. I write, that's creative. I paint. I love ceramics, anime, photography. Yes, I do love photography. Although I'm an amateur because my photography is the phone, and I just grasp pictures when I see them and try different things. But other than that, singing, music. I played an instrument when I was in junior high and elementary school. Stopped when I was in high school because you just don't join the band in high school. It's just not something you do. Sports, all that whole thing. So, anyways, enough about that. For those of you who didn't know, yeah, there's probably like, dude, I know all of this about you already. Yes, baby girl, you know it all. You know all the dirt. All the dirt. So I am a mom and a grandma. I have 3 grown children. Yetta has 2.5 grown children. Uh, our firstborns are 6 months. Are they 6 months apart, Yetta? 6 months apart. And I'm sure I was the first one to get knocked up. And so, it's a disease. It was catchy. Yetta couldn't do nothing but follow suit. No, I'm joking. That's a joke. Don't take that seriously. They're 5 months apart. Thank you for for saying that. And so, yeah, I'm a young G mama. I'm a grandma, and I'm okay with that. And I've got 2.5 grandbabies because my third one will be here in December. You guys are welcome to interrupt me during this, ask me any questions, tell me whatever, but I'm going to jump right in. I'm going to talk about my love for this K-drama. So, give you a little bit of background. I've watched K-dramas for as long as I could get a hold of them, but I didn't actively get steeped into K-dramas until probably about 2 years ago. And the reason being was I was watching a lot of Chinese dramas because I'm all about that Wu-Tang life and the Shaw Brothers. Like, dude, Wu-Tang Clan, Shaw Brothers, Kung Fu, Bruce Lee, I'm down. House of the Flying Daggers, Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. Like, that was my jam and has always been my jam. And so the first official Korean film that I saw, you guys are going to know. You guys are going to be like, oh my God, that was your introduction? My first Korean film that I saw was Old Boy. Yeah, that was some wild stuff. I watched that. Yeah, I've seen some Thai dramas. Yep, I've seen some Thai dramas. And those are, so in the drama genre, historical, K-dramas, C-dramas, Thai, Japanese dramas, anime, manga. I'm all about that life. Like, all about that. All about that. And if you want to take it back to the old school, Dallas, Knots Landing, okay? That's the westernized dramas, right? But yeah, so Old Boy was like my introduction. And it's not the westernized Old Boy version. It was the Korean Old Boy version. And that was my first official Korean movie. And I was like, oh, this is different. They was on something. And so it's a complete contrast, right? Because if you watched Old Boy before you even knew about K-dramas, you're going to be in for a shock. You're going to be like, wait, how you go from this to this? Like, it's just in your face. But Old Boy was good. It was different. And it was just something that I was like, whoa, that is dope. My husband thought I was crazy. He was like, what? And then I watched A Tale of Two Sisters. That was the second one. So as you can see, I was like on the creepy vibe. So here's the other thing. I like campy horror flicks. What I don't do is I don't mess with Paranormal Activity. I don't mess with the unholy. I don't mess with the stuff that can invite psychoness into your life or into your home. I don't do that. Um, my background, right? Because I am melanated. I'm a melanated queen. Our history, we steeped in ghosts, in hoodoo, voodoo, whatever you want to call it. You not bringing that negative energy into my house, and I don't care if people are like, but they're actors. It's on the TV. Okay, sweetheart, you keep thinking that. But I like campy horrors, with the exception of Candyman. I can't do Candyman, and I don't do Nightmare on Elm Street. There's something about those two just doesn't sit with me. So back to the K dramas, right? Because that's what we're here for. We're here for the 30th. Okay, so Goblin. I love this show so much. I've probably seen it about 7 times, and I loved it so much that it was the main catalyst for me to say, all right, Tigress, it's time for you to learn how to speak Korean so that you can watch your dramas without the subtitles, and you can read the book. Like, I bought the book, and it's not one book. This is actually book 2. There's two, like, yeah. I'm about that life. I'm so about that life. And then I didn't stop there. I have the DVD player, but then do you guys remember, for those of you who have seen The Goblin, she's walking around with this poetic journal, right? And it's called A Timely Passage, I think. Yeah. I had to look to remember A Timely Passage, because don't ask me to pronounce it right now. I can read Korean. I don't know everything that I'm reading yet because I just mastered Hangul, but I got this too. I got the actual journal, and I haven't filled it out yet, but guess what? Girl is going to. It is going to be so much fun and so interesting, and just Korean culture period is interesting. Now, little backstory on why I love Korean culture so much. So my dad was in the military, and we traveled around a lot, and one of the places that I predominantly grew up in was Munich. That was like where my first official memories come from. And my dad was actually dating an African woman, but my babysitter was Korean. I was introduced to kimchi and fried rice at the age of 3. I get down on some kimchi and fried rice. Don't throw no pork belly in front of me either, because that's gone too. So it started way back then. I just kind of picked up the hype now, like the last couple years, and I'm going. So with that being said, let's talk about this movie. So our main characters that we have are Kim Shin, who is the male lead character played by Gong Yoo. He is an immortal for all intents purposes. When it first opens up, it's like I think it's the Joseon era. I could be wrong. It opens up with him on the battlefield. There's blood, there's swords clanging. And then it kind of like goes to like this palace, and you see this king, and he's like a young king. And, he's got this dude like just whispering in his ear and like telling him, you got to keep this dude away, keep him as far as you can. Tell him if he come back, you're going to end his life. Well, he does. He comes back. So what do you think happens? He gets betrayed. And then when he gets betrayed, it's like such a betrayal that the gods are like, no, this is wrong. We got to do something about this. So they bring him back. And they bring him back with the term saying, he'll always walk this lonely road until he meets the woman of his dreams. I'm talking about Goblin. My thoughts on Goblin. Thank you for the love, Abby. Thank you. So let me back up. Right. So he's this dude, right? And he's just stuck being an immortal. Raquel, you should be able to get down with this. It's an immortal. We're talking paranormal now. And so fast forward years, hundreds and hundreds of years later, present day, and he's dressed to the nine, looking fly as hell. I don't care what nobody says. Gong Yoo looks good. But here's the thing. I'm still older than him. He's in his 40s. I'm still older than him. He's not a baby, but I'm older than him. I think I got 2 years on him. So he comes and he's walking down, and, it's kind of like just the scene where he's walking and this high school girl passes him, and she can see ghosts. Now, if I backtrack, I just want you to know that everybody in this story is interconnected, whether it be through reincarnation, whether it just be through happenstance, tragedy, they are all connected. And that is one of the things that I really love about K-dramas, because if you notice, In most K-dramas, the male lead and the female lead, they have some connection that goes back to the beginning when they were like little people or preordained. Because I'm watching this other K-drama. Okay, hindsight, Raquel knows this. Helen is figuring this out, and Ladyfish has known this forever. I go off on tangents because my mind goes like this. I'm watching another K-drama that is similar, not similar, but paranormal in the fact that everybody's connected. I only saw the first episode last night, and it was a bomb. But back to the Goblin. So everybody is interconnected. Then you have Utah, who is the female lead, and she's high school. She's like legit. If I had to compare her to something that you guys will understand, it would probably be like Cinderella, right? She's with the stepmom. Her dad's always traveling. Her stepsister is a straight up bitch all the way, treating her like crap, taking advantage of her. There's like this big sum of money that they can't find, that they know that she has. They don't know where it's at, that her mom left her. And the way her mom even dies is tragic. And I'm going to try not to give away all the spoilers, but there's some stuff happening, right? So if I had to compare Utah to something, I would say Cinderella, because she's got the evil stepmother, the evil stepsister, her dad. Even her dad in the beginning is kind of like, you're kind of like, dude, what's your trip? So she can see ghosts. And so he's walking around and he just notices her and he just looks at her. She looks at him and she's like, yeah, he's a ghost. That's what, in her head, that's what she says. But what's really nice and what I loved about this was the dynamic of the story, because there are underlying stories happening. Because then you got Lee Dong-wook, who plays Wang Yu, who is the Grim Reaper. And the two, Gong Yu and Lee Dong-wook, when I say bromance for real, they have some serious bromance. And their comedic just interaction is amazing. But it's still like, it's still sexy as hell. I'm going to just say that. The hubby's in the next room, and sometimes he don't like it when I say other men look good. But yes, their bromance is like just out of this world amazing. And it brings us comedic relief, and they don't like each other, but then they end up cohabitating in the same home that the Goblin occupies, because, you know, he's got to move around every so often. Otherwise, people be like, wait a minute, you're not getting older, you're not dying, you've been here for 40, 50 years, what's happening? So he's like, legit, he's supposed to be moving, but then he stays because of this girl. And she has the power to summon him by blowing out a candle, by blowing out some fire. She's like, boom, he pops up, and he's like, wait a minute, why is this happening? So there's a connection, but he's not sure exactly who she is, but obviously we know she's the main heroine of the character, so she is the destined mate. Now, I can't give away this, and I know, Chris, you've seen this, so I can't tell you how they're connected, but Chris knows how they're connected. And that right there is the beauty of the drama in itself. Just all these interconnections. There's even this old woman who looks fly and sometimes she's like this little old decrepit woman. She plays a huge role. Butterflies, like the symbol of like the god is in there. And when I say that this show is off the hook, you can stream this on Viki. And it's free on Viki. You don't have to have the subscription to watch this. I mean, there'll be some commercial breaks, but if you don't subscribe to Viki, you can still watch it because it's considered one of their free ones. And it is an amazing story. So you've got Gong Yu, you've got Kim Go-eun, you've got Lee Dong-wook, Yu Ina, who plays Sunny. She is like your badass, headstrong, single woman, knows what she wants. And the minute she sees the Grim Reaper, she's like, oh, I want you. Let's make this happen. And he's hesitant because he's the Grim Reaper. And he's not the only Grim Reaper. That's the other thing that I like about this world. He's not the one and only. It's like this whole business of Grim Reapers. Yes, it does. It has subs. Yeah. And so, Jung Hain is in it, and I love him. He was in, he's in a lot. He's in DP, which is a show on Netflix that I haven't even started yet. So that's the other thing too. If you want to know where I find all my good K-dramas, I find them on Viki. I subscribe to Viki. I also have IQ, IQYI, and I know it's said another way. Oh yeah, it's the Goblin. Yep, absolutely. Hey Nene, how you doing? How's my little mama doing? She looks so good. She is growing up so beautifully. All your children are beautiful. Just saying, all your children are beautiful. Um, but yeah, like the cast of characters are all good. Girl, don't get me started on a Korean Odyssey. Girl, have you seen him in the one where he's the nine-tailed fox? Dude, the dude from Odyssey, watch the one where he's the nine-tailed fox. And oh, thank you. Mwah. Oh, you're looking at my wall? Okay. So, Hermaine King is on here. If you guys don't know who he is, go follow him. He's an artist. He's also a dancer, and I am purchasing an item from him. But yeah, I don't have any anime behind me though. This is all K-pop, which I guess is okay. Okay, you saw him as the nine-tailed fox. Dude, he was so good in that. He was so good in that. And Lee Dong-wook in A Tale of the Nine-Tail, he also plays a nine-tailed fox, Agumio. Let's just call it what it is, Agumio. He rocked it. And then there's another one called My Roommate is Agumio. Another good one. So, is the name of what series? Girl, so Chris, you and me, we probably be just watching them back to back to back. Oh, thank you. I love my glasses too. I wanted them to be more cat. But they didn't have it. Oh yeah, so Tale of the Nine-Tailed Fox. Actually, I have the DVD. Don't make fun of my bottoms. I dress comfortably, okay? And they're yoga pants. Oh, namaste. Let me find it. Nine-Tail. Oh, here it is. I had to look. Okay. So this is the one. So he's the Grim Reaper. He's the Grim Reaper in The Guardian and Goblin, but he plays the nine-tailed fox, and it's Tale of the Nine-Tail. This is amazing. I'm just saying. Just saying. I think I'm gonna have to do anime next time because yeah. We could talk. Tigers can go all day, all day. So yeah, if I had to rate the Goblin 10 out of 10, it would get a 10.599. Like legit. It's that good. Oh, you took a I can send it to you. But I find a lot of my K-dramas, 95% of my K-dramas are on Viki. The other 5% come from Netflix, and Netflix is getting better with their K-dramas. Not that they were ever bad. Oh, dude. Okay. Sweet Home. Chris, have you seen Sweet Home yet on Netflix? Have you seen Sweet Home? Tell me you've seen Sweet Home. Raquel, you would love Sweet Home. Legit, hands down. It is... Nene, you would love it too. Okay, hold on one second. I will be right back. I'm going to use my little I'll be right back thing, okay? Hold on one second, Raquel. I'm going to be right back. I've got to tell you guys about Sweet Home. I know we were talking about Goblin. Goblin, you definitely want to see it. Paranormal. It's got everything. Love, revenge, wicked plot twists. When I say wicked plot twists, I'm just going to give you a hint. That bromance, pay attention to the bromance, y'all. Everything is connected. Everything is connected. Okay. I didn't see Mystic pop up yet. I have it on my to-be read. But hold on. We're going to talk about Sweet Home on Netflix. Give me 1 second. I'm going to be right back. I'm going to put my little be right back on. I'm going to be right back. Probably going to come back with a 2-year-old because if I walk out of that door, he's going to be like, nah, I want you. Okay. Hold on. I'm back. Oh, no, I don't want to talk to my no talking. Okay. All right. Let's talk Sweet Home. Let me put my little live scene back on. I'm back, Raquel. Okay. All right. Now remember, when I love something, I go all in. Don't mess around. I don't mess around. Grab the books and the wigs, dude. So yeah, we'll talk about that. The top 2 shelves are all Korean, or no, actually 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 shelves are all K-pop and Korean books. And then the rest of that is writing reference materials. Here, I can show y'all. It's okay. Let me figure out how to switch the screen first. Raquel, you've seen my office. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna flip the camera. Here is just a little bit of my wall of books, and then I have a library out in the living room, but hubby is out there and he would not appreciate it. And then that's my book. I wrote that book right there, Diamond, Tiger's Eden. That's my dystopian. And then over here, that's my little prayer area. And then if I scroll back over this way, you gotta excuse it, the little kid's been in here. Here's my little meditation corner right there. But I know, don't get dizzy for me moving it around like this. I apologize. Let me just set this back down. Raquel's like, what is she doing? She's being crazy. Okay, flip the camera back. Okay, I'm back. Okay, so Sweet Home. Yes, I can read Korean, but I don't know every word I'm reading yet. I'm working on that. I just mastered the Hangul alphabet. So I can sound out the words. I can read the words. Well, I shouldn't say I can read it. I can say them. I don't understand every word I'm saying just yet. Can you see me? Okay, so when I find something that I love, Yetta will tell you I go all out, like obsessively all out. Sweet Home is on Netflix, okay? It is based off of this manhwa here. There are 6 books. Okay, this is volume 1 through 3. And here is 4 through 6. And I believe there's a lot more coming because it's like a long running thing. Okay, let me just open this up and show y'all what I'm talking about. Okay, I gotta find a good page. I gotta find a really good page. It's monsters, not zombies, monsters, but they can be. I mean, I guess you could equate them to zombies, but basically the premise of the story is these people are holed up in an apartment. Right? In this apartment complex community. It has a store, a daycare, stuff like that, right? They're in Korea. And the guy from Nevertheless is in here. I can't think of his name. I know his last name is Song. He's the main character. And he ends up becoming one of the infected, but he's like the good infected. And you don't get to see what his monster looks like until the very end in episode, I think it's 10 episodes of this. But all these people, their innermost horrid manifestations come out to them. And I'll just tell you this, the lady he lives next door is like basically, I guess she's like starving herself and she wants to lose weight. So when she comes knocking on his door, she's like hungry and she eats her cat. And then she like ransacks his ramen noodles at the door. And he tried to kill himself, like, because his parents died and he was like depressed in his room playing games all day. And then his whole family dies and he moves into the Sweet Home apartments. And I'm still trying to find like a good page. But this on Netflix, so good. You do not want to miss this. Like, it would just be a travesty if you miss this. If you're looking like for a really good edit. Okay, here we go. This dude, like, when I say they got the live adaptation on point, this dude, creepy as hell. And you can binge watch this in a day. It took me 2 days because I had little man with me and I couldn't let him watch when I was watching. But I bought the entire set because I love it so much. Like, when I love something and I go all out. And I can't wait to read this. Like, read it and actually understand it. It's in Korean, by the way. Hi, Liz. Liz loves to write. So yes, that was my take on the Goblin and all other things K-drama ish. We're not going to talk about K-pop, but I love K-pop too. But I also love all kinds of music. I don't just listen to just K-pop. Like, I was thinking of like talking about like a compilation of the stuff I listened to like as the years progressed. And I actually started doing this the other night when I was in the shower. I was like telling Alexa, I was like, Alexa, play Going Back to Cali by Biggie Smalls. Yeah, you remember how we used to jam to Going Back to Cali, even though were in Cali, and I was like relating from the fact that I was like coming from New York back to Cali. I was like, this is jamming. And I just went through like this whole thing. I was like, oh, it'd probably be cool to kind of talk about that. And I did something kind of similar. What was it? 2 years ago, Raquel, I think it was, when I did that on Facebook, and then they like muted me because, copyrights and all that stuff. So yeah, what have you. But I wasn't even playing like the whole song. I was like literally just playing like clips. Yes, Enya is one of my favorites. Yetta remembers Enya because I remember when I introduced her to Enya, she was like, what the hell? But now she be listening to her some Enya. Caribbean Blue is one of my favorite Enya songs. African Storm is another one. And like, I just like all kinds of music, like legit. Like when I say I'm eclectic, I'm eclectic. I even like Baroque music. I'm sure some of y'all are like, what? I like classical Baroque music. Yes. And I like classical music. And I do like some country. Like, what's his name? Song Tennessee Whiskey. That's my jam. That's my jam. And I don't have my wigs on today. I deep conditioned my hair. My hair is like super healthy right now, and I'm loving it. Chris Stapleton. Thank you, Chris. Chris, why do I feel like we are super twins? Why do I feel like we're super twins? I don't have very many connections with people. Helen's another one. Yes, Ladyfish is still number one, though, I have to tell y'all. She's like my uber super friend. Oh, you were legit just speaking into the microphone and it picked you up too. Uh-oh. Does that mean I'm too loud? Am I too loud? Abby, was that your way of saying I was loud? We do. We get each other. Absolutely. We be vibing all the way. All the way. Thank you for the likes, by the way. I see I have like 116. I appreciate that. Mwah. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I just said I be vibing with you, Ladyfish. I just said you were number one. Oh, you missed it? Okay. Ladyfish is number one. She holds the number one spot in my diva slot. Oh, that kind of sounded bad. My diva slot. But she knows what I mean. Raquel is like, you are crazy. So there's two versions, Raquel, of Going Back to Cali. You got the LL Cool J version, and then you got the Biggie Small version. I would play it, but we're not going to do that tonight. I'll save that for tomorrow, Thursday night jam session. So if y'all want to come back and join me tomorrow, we'll do a Thursday night jam session. I am by no means a DJ, nor do I claim any type of DJ-esque-ishness at all. But, and I don't even have a turntable. I don't even have a mixer. I don't have none of that stuff. But I'll pull up some YouTube and pop on some stuff, and we'll jam for like 30 seconds. Be like, we'll go through the whole phase. We'll take requests. I did requests too, didn't I, Raquel? Yeah, so there's two versions of that. No, you're not misremembering. I'm Going Back to Cali was LL Cool J, and that was like the old version. And then you have Biggie Smalls coming back with Going Back to Cali as well. But his was just a little bit different. He put a little bit of that booty pop shake to it to where you just can't sit still. You gotta move when you hear that song. Right? As long as it's a vibe. I'm one of those ones that if I find a song that I love so much, and I have a lot of them, I will play it for 24 hours straight, sometimes longer. Like Happy by Pharrell during Christmas, when that first came out, I was writing Arctic Bound, I think. It was either Arctic Bound or it might have been The Reaping. I think it was Arctic Bound. But anyways, I played the hell out of it. I was in my leopard onesie. And my husband was like, are you ever coming out of the office? I was like, nope, playing Happy. I'm jamming. I'm writing. And I wrote one of the best scenes ever in Arctic Bound. And then I lost it. And I don't even want to talk about it anymore because I know that scene was like amazing. It was the best sex scene that I ever written. Like I had gotten like the rope tightening and the imprints on the skin down to a T. Like I had described it so well. And I literally turned and it was like a glitch happened on my computer. Like when I tell you that I was on the phone with Microsoft for like a good 2 hours asking them why they couldn't recover it from the cloud or why didn't it save to the cloud, that was me. And I was in tears. It was so painful, Chris. So painful. I was in tears. But I still finished the book. It still got raving reviews. Everybody loved it. It was my first BDSM book. For those of you who don't know, I am a writer. I published my first book in 2012. It was called Enslaved in Shadows. It's up on the wall. That's the old cover, and it's gone through 3 covers. I've got a new set of covers for that series, so it can all be branded well. But yeah, I've been published since 2012. I've been writing since the 5th grade. My very first acknowledged, what do you mean lies? How long have I been writing, Yetta? How long have I been writing? I've been writing for a long time. My first published book was in 2012. Yeah. Oh, snap. Did you really? You had to go there. Okay. You see how well she knows me? I was talking about my Tigress Eden pen name, by the way. But yes, Yetta is correct. I wrote a book called 15 and Pregnant. Because, hello, I was 15 and pregnant. And yes, I still have that book. Oh, when you got your best friend streaming with you and she be telling all the business. I didn't say that. You're right. But I wrote that under my real name. My first paranormal book, let me say that, was Enslaved in Shadows 2012. My first published book was in 2000, was it 2009? No, it was before that because it was before I moved to Texas. So early 2000s, I don't remember. And that was Pregnant in 15. And yeah, if you look that up, you can find it. And if you want to read it, you can. It's a true story. I changed the names to protect the innocent, but that is my story of how I got knocked up at 15 and what I went through. And I only shared some of the truths that I went through. Just remember that. It's the true story. Everything that happened to me is in there except for the stuff that I really didn't want people to know about. Yetta knows all that. That's the only person who needs to know. I love you, boo. Yeah, I can play songs on repeat all day long. But yeah, Happy was one of the ones that I played for 24 hours. 24 hours. Just played it. Dude, I could go on and on and on and on and on about all just the crazy. And let me just say this. I am the most boringest person. It's the people around me that be wilding out and I just be capturing it. Perfect example. I'm going to go ahead and put Ladyfish on the spot. My Stories from Beauville series, my bestie, Yetta, I changed the name. And it's nothing true about her. It's just her mannerisms and the way she acts and the way that she just gives it to you raw and real no matter what. That's Lola. So everybody, when they read My Story from Beauville series, it's a Southern contemporary with family drama just stiped all in it. Oh, you did that? Oh my God. Irish with Goo Goo Dolls, Raquel. So good. So if you guys ever read... Lola wasn't straight ghetto hood. Lola was just straight. She was just straight. Give it to you straight. Everybody who reads that series, they always say, is Lola going to get her own book? And I'm actually writing New Beginnings, and Lola is in that book. She does not get her own book, unfortunately, because I am writing based on when my characters are the loudest. So that's how I do my writing now. But yeah, everybody always says, is Lola going to get her own book? Lola going to get her own book? Yet when you read New Beginnings, just know that Bear got his just due. Just saying. That's all I'm going to say. If you're interested in finding out more about me, you can go to www.tigreseden.com. Oh, look at me. Look at me. You are still in this. You are still in this, Miss Thang. You are. Also, join my Discord channel, Eden's Den. Dude, I be sharing stuff. Thank you for the likes, Abby. Lola is in full effect. Lola she just tells it like it is. And I think that my readers, and okay, PSA moment, or not PSA, POC moment, PCO moment, politically correct, PC moment, I don't know, whatever. Here's something that I'm going to share with you guys. Thank you, Chris, for the likes. My pale-faced readers were shocked. I'm just going to say that. They was like, it really happens like that in the melanated world? Yes, boo-boo. It be happening like that in the melanated world. It really does. Yetta has told me some stuff. Some of those one-liners that everybody was like, damn, did Lola really just say that? Yetta said that. She said it. It happened. Or those words were said. Not going to say those happened. Oh, thank you. Thank you for the present. So yeah, you can check out my website. I'm on Facebook. She's giving up the shrugs like, what can I say? It is what it is. Thank you for the hearts. Yay. I love hearts. Raquel knows I love hearts. But let's see. What else? I mean, you guys can ask me whatever. I'm going to stay on here for probably about another 5 or 10 minutes before I jump off. And then I'm going to stuff my face and I'm going to watch some Walking Dead with that dude that I married. That dude in the corner. And you guys, here it is. Another thing. Raquel knows this as well as Ladyfish. I do not call my husband by his name when I come on live. You'll never know his name unless you are Ladyfish or Raquel. I think Raquel, you know my husband's name too. But he is affectionately referred to in the reader community as LL. And LL stands for Ladies Love. No, I'm just kidding. I'm going to leave our husband alone. LL stands for Latin Lover because my husband is of Latin descent. He's got all the moves. He's super hot and he's all mine. That's how I refer to him. You're never going to hear me say, I'm going to say my love, or I call him LL. And it's just because he's not a people person. You have to get to know him. Chris is laughing. Yes. In the book community, because my husband comes with me to book signings, and I'm going to tell y'all a funny story. And the baby's not here, so I can say this. When I take him to book signings with me, everybody knows that he's LL. They don't call him by his first name because they don't know his first name, with the exception of my editor. My editor does know his first name, but that's because we got this type of relationship. Funny story. Yeah, he's not a people person. He's got that. He plays the F off look very well. Very, very well. Like, we've had it to where when we first moved to Texas and my kids started junior high, one of the teachers, and I'm not lying, verbatim came up to my husband and was like, we would really like for you to speak to our kids. And he was like, for what? He was like, just to let them know what it was like to be in a gang. And we were like, wait, hold on. Gang? He's not a gang member. But he perfects F off very well. And he's not one of those ones that's going to dress up in a flower suit. He's legit down to earth, white shirt, black shirt, jeans, some kicks, and he's good. He's not going to dress up. The only time I got him to dress up was when I married him, when I said I do. I put him in a tux, and that was the first and only time I've ever seen my LL in a tux. So, funny story. When I took LL to a signing, it wasn't the first signing, but it was the most interesting signing, and he could attest to this, and I'm gonna tell y'all the real deal on this. You as a writer, and Chris will attribute to this, you as a writer, what do? We write what we know or what we research. For Tigress writes what she knows. Now, when I write what I know, if you remember me saying I wrote the perfect sex scene in Arctic Bound, it was my first what? BDSM. What is BDSM? Oh, you heard JoJo? BDSM. Bondage. Sadists. Right? That's all I'm going to say on that part. But anyways, there is this expo that happens, well, it used to happen every year in Dallas called BED, and it was Bondage Expo Dallas, okay? I took LL with me, and you had color-coded bands. There were bands for authors, which I was. There were bands for players. I'm not going to answer that. There were bands for open. There were color-coded bands. I'm just going to say this, okay? Hubby went in, my favorite color on him is like that navy blue. He looks good in dark navy blue. I don't know why, he just looks good. His head was shaved, his goatee was rocking, right? He had on his bitch kickers, his boots, and he was just looking fly as F. I'm just gonna say it right there. Fly as F. And I don't care what anybody says. Korean men are beautiful. My husband is badass, delicious, bad boy, exudes masculinity, sexiness. Hands down. To me. And that's what matters most. Okay. We walk in there. First off, they gave us the wrong band. They gave us the We Down to Play band. Didn't know that at first. That band actually happened to be my favorite color. Purple. So we're walking in there. We see all kinds of things. Everything. Thank you for the likes, Abby. And it was exactly what I was looking for, and I was there to sell my books. Okay. I was sitting down, and I was dressed up too. Don't get it twisted. Tigress was dressed up too. I had on my hookah heels, my tight jeans, my cute shirt, had the hair done, face up. I was looking fly. Okay. Raquel's over here laughing at me. Y'all can't hear her or see her because she's on Facebook. But anyhow, I was sitting down and a woman walked past us, completely topless with the X's on the boob. The boob was taped up, right? She walked by and all I saw at first were her boots because I'm sitting down and I'm tying my boots. And I caught her boots and I was like, damn, those boots just fly. I looked up, I got a pair of boobs in my face and I was like, oh, hey. I was like, I like your boots. She's like, oh, yeah, thank you so much. She was being led by Santa Claus. The reason I call him Santa Claus because it was like this old man. He had to be like 75 with a beard, full on beard, big old beard belly, but he had her, had the leash, walking her, gives a walk on. It's all mannerism and things. So I'm setting up the table and I met some amazing authors. I'm not going to name drop because I don't know if they want their business out there. We're setting up the table and I tell hubby, I said, go look around, feel free. Just look around. I'm going to set some books up. And as I'm setting up the table and readers are starting to come up, one person comes up to me and she was like, oh, is that your master? He just exudes male dominance. I was like, master? No. I was like, that's my husband. That's LL. And I didn't say he's not the master. I just basically said, we don't have those roles. But he was legit, like leaning up against the wall, arms crossed, one foot like kicked out, the other one just, bent up, and he just leaned back, just, surveying all that he can see in his little. And he looked good. I'm not gonna lie, he did. He looked good. And they was digging it. And then he did a little tour. He came back. He was like, I just saw a woman get kicked in the stomach repeatedly and she liked it. I was like, yeah, they had everything going on. No holds bar. But again, like I said, you write what you know. And if you don't know it, you research it. And then there was the time that I went to New Orleans with my sister. Not the time that I spent with Ladyfish. That was another time. We won't talk about that time. But we did go. Remember when we went to the strip club? The strip club was nice and it was a women's strip club, by the way. I'm just saying. Boom. Anyway, I went to a club in New Orleans and it was a private club and I got a tour and I got the grandest tour ever. I'm not going to disclose the name of said club because it is a private club and I am a card carrying member. Yeah, I'm a card carrying member. Anywho, went there. The guy's name, I can tell you this because it's his fake name, is Big Daddy. He not big. I'm taller than Big Daddy. That's all I'm gonna say. And when I get there, I was with my baby sister at the time, and I probably scarred her for life and maybe changed her way of thinking to the dark side. And so we go to the club. We showed up at 9:00 when it opened. We didn't leave until 4 a.m. And and this was before I wrote Arctic Bound. So this was me doing my research and writing what I know. When I left that club at 4:00 in the morning and I got there at 9:00 at night, I had so much knowledge and a new outlook on all things BDSM. When I tell you that it can be the most beautiful thing ever. I am not joking. And it's not for everyone. And it's not something that I would say, no, you got to do this. I will tell you that the dungeon master that I met, which I think was really funny because the dungeon was not in a dungeon, it was actually in the attic, but what have you, it's all about the scene, right? The dungeon master that I met actually belonged to a clan, and I could go into all the stuff BDSM related, but I'm not going to do that because we're not here for that. But I'm sharing the story anyway, right? So I'm going to finish it out. He did a private demonstration for me and my sister, and my friend Steph was with me too. She's also another writer, and he did this amazing rope play. When he was done tying her up and just being a part of that intimate moment, because there was some intimacy there. It wasn't like he was like, oh, this is some little girl from the street that wants to be tied up because that's her thing. No, they lived together. They cohabitated. It was him and his pack because he was in a polyamorous relationship. It was him and 4 other women. And this particular girl was the girl that he used for his rope displays. But there was so much love and intimacy and just like, I felt like an intruder at one point. I was like, dude, I don't even feel like we should be here. I feel like this is their own special time together. It was beautiful. Blew my mind. So much so that I told my husband, we need a rigging machine. And you need to learn how to do that. I want to be tied up. It didn't happen though. He looked at me kind of like, I love you. I'll do whatever you ask me to, but no. But yes, that's just, yeah, that's, we all started this from LL. Now, y'all remember I said I go off on tangents because I got a lot of stuff going on up here, right? I'm sorry, U690043. I don't do lives. Yeah, apologies. But yes, that's just a little bit of insight. So when you are introduced to my books and you're wondering if I know what I'm talking about, with the exception of my paranormals, because my paranormals can do whatever. I don't have to be logical when I write the sex scenes. You don't have to be because it's paranormal. It's make-believe. And if I say that the peen is 12 inches long and curves and can break off into a separate peen and he got 2 peens so that he could DP you. Yes, I said it. Thanks for the likes, Abby. That's exactly what it means. But now I don't have a character like that, but I did read a book where these centaurs had not 1 peen, but 2. And the second one only came out during a full moon. When I tell you, I was like, what? But I still was reading them, and I read all the books in the series. I did, and I enjoyed every minute of it. It is what it is. Oh my God, am I gonna get banned from Facebook? Thanks for the follow, Riri. I didn't say any curse words, and I didn't say the P word. I said peen. I think I'm good. And I said DP. And if you don't know what DP is, that's okay. You can look it up. I don't know what will happen if you do that, if it'll come up, but. And there's nothing wrong with that, by the way. I'm about the openness, the free love, and the do what you got to do. If your thing is, stuff, then, get it on. Each his own. Love is love. That's all it is. Love is love. Love is love. Okay, I said I was going to get off in 10 minutes to 15 minutes, and I'm going to get off on the 13-minute mark, only because I need to feed the man, myself, and I said we were going to do Walking Dead because we're behind. We didn't watch season 2. So yeah, daily life of the writer. Chris, you and we got to hook up. Conversate. Again, Netflix and Viki is where I find all my K-dramas. Raquel, if you don't check out, I think you should at least check out Sweet Home. I definitely think Sweet Home is your cup of tea. Lovely ladies here. K-dramas, Netflix, and Viki. All right. Mwah. Bye. Bye, Raquel. Bye, Raquel. The stream is ending. My face is going bye-bye. I'll talk to you later, sweetheart. Thank you so much for joining me. And I think this is probably going to be like around the time that I do these. We'll see. We'll get it together. Love you, girl. Bye. I could have sworn I had